Hey guys, welcome back. I hope everyone is doing well this evening. It's kind of rainy here, a little chilly, so not too bad. Waiting for summer weather so my allergies can quit going back and forth. But I was thinking some people wonder how do you know if God is listening to you or talking to you? And it's actually quite simple. Some people do question this, so I figured I'd bring it up. But there was a pastor I was listening to a few years ago, and he was explaining how he would be in silence or prayer with the Lord. And, he would ask something or, pray for people or want clarity or something. And what he was saying was that he would just have information that would come into his mind that would be like an answer or something. Sometimes stuff that he didn't even know how he would get that information. It was just there, right? It was like a boom, it was like a boom that just exploded that had all this information, right? And that's how he was, describing that he would get information from God. I totally agree because that blew my mind when I heard that a few years ago. Going through my spiritual awakening, I was like, oh my gosh, I have been talking to God or listening to that voice my whole life. I thought that was my intuition, right? Whenever you do something, you can hear that voice in your head that's like, oh, you shouldn't do that. Or it'll bring up consequences, or it'll show you like a quick preview of future things that would be affected by that action, right? Those are like your angels. That's your guidance, right? Like your intuition. Because when you do the union of self, right, the dark side, the light side of yourself, the union, that's your inner God, okay? And that's the voice that will guide you always in the right direction. And over time, people can numb that out. They cannot listen to it. They can just always do an impulsive behavior and therefore, over time, drown out that noise, which is the voice, okay? One way to know if you have a voice or guidance from God or a devil, quite simple, is what actions are you taking? Are the things that you think that you're getting from God, are they taking you into trouble? You know, are you, ending up in situations that you shouldn't be in, that are threatening your life, or, you're doing things that are wrong, lying, manipulating, stealing? That's obviously not from God, right? You're not getting any, that voice is from something else, right? Which means that you've probably been dealing with, some spiritual things. You have something dark that you're listening to. So your mind has been overtaken, your consciousness, right? I've talked about this on other videos where if you don't have a hold of your consciousness, somebody will, right? If you allow God to have your consciousness, then you're going to be in the God path. If you allow the devil, demons, entities, black magic, stupid spell tricks, and all that stuff, then you're going to be manipulated mentally by those actions which are not godly. So you may hear it, you may hear something that's telling you to do something, but think logically. Is it an action that's good? Is the behavior going to be good? Is it trustworthy? Is it uplifting? Can the world see it? If that's the case, then it could be godly, right? But if you are doing something that is the opposite of that, where you have to hide it, you can't tell anyone, you're lying, you're manipulating people, and you're stealing, that is not from God. That voice in your head is from something demonic. Okay? So maybe, it's just something minor, but I was thinking how big of a eye opener that was when I heard that preacher describe how he gets his information from God. And I was like, when I was just like, oh my gosh, I have been listening to that same voice. The description helped me realize that I was, yes, that was my intuition. It was my angels, my guidance, mentally. It really changed a lot of stuff for me because, like I said, when you do something or you're in a situation, you have those thoughts that will guide you not to do something, right? It's like the angel and the devil. So, discerning which one you're listening to, what type of directions you're given, will determine who you're listening to. And a lot of people can really be under illusions and not realize that they are listening or following something that isn't even on a good path, you know? So just first of all, doing a prayer to God and just saying, God, any illusions that I'm currently seeing, please remove. And just pray that so that you can have illusions removed to see what you were listening to if it was incorrect. Okay? Just one thing to hone into yourself. Don't be pushed away from yourself, your light, what you know, and your spiritual connection. Okay, just start that. God never guides you wrong. He always guides you in the right spot. And when you're feeling down, He'll show you. He'll send you a sign. Not only do you get that information dropped, right? Like I call them downloads. I'll just get like a file of information. Like last night, awesome. But you will get synchronicities. You can see synchronicities, like basically the universe is telling you that you are on the right path, or it's a confirmation. It's basically number um, patterns, number sequences. Okay, nothing happens as a coincidence. Okay, nothing. Everything works in tandem in this world. Okay, so if you just know that, then nothing is a coincidence. Like last night, for some reason, when I was at Walmart, I bought these little. Oh, I don't have one out. It's like a little party confetti. Isn't it odd I bought those? And then that night, last night after my meditation, I had this huge file download of like this awesome love, this help, that an insight for the world. Guess what? Pulled the confetti. That wasn't a coincidence I bought those. There was a celebration that night after my meditation, just being humbled to, you know, God knows I love the world, and like I want people to heal, because if people are healed, then that creates a whole new everything, a whole new energy, and a whole new relationship with everybody. So, yeah, just be mindful.